Oh, yes, the fifth test match. I'm looking forward to this one, Pez. Let's go through the lineups first of all. I haven't actually seen the lineups, but I think I haven't actually seen a toss result yet. Have you seen a toss yet? There must be a bit of rain around. Must be a little bit of rain.
More than rain around. There's some thunder around.
Oh, there's some theories around as well.
There's only one player in the lineup. That's Dada, baby.
Oh, let's come in that room and let's swing that big old dick in there.
So, listen.
You guys fancy playing?
Just for background on how this is coming about, I've rocked up at Higgos about 20 minutes ago. Absolute whirlwind. We've caught a little bit of the news, but we're trying to get across as much as we can. Strikes me as a sort of issue where you could be really loose with your lips and you could sink your own ships. Because when I looked at KO, which is how we watch the cricket here, I noticed that Shane Warne was very careful about how he described what was going on. In fact, he almost concluded his views about the forfeiture, cancellation, calling off of this game by saying, if anything, we should thank Virat Kohli.
We should be thanking Virat Kohli.
Firstly, this broadcast is brought to you by ACCO.
Dinesh Karthik was on as well, and he was saying that Virat Kohli was desperate to get this game on. He was desperate. Hey, they were desperate to play.
Now, he goes...
They wanted to play.
Before we start...
The ECB cancelled it. That's what's happened here. They're starting the 100 again.
Before we start waxing lyrical about what might have gone on here, how loud the England team song is at Old Trafford at the moment, upon their retention of the Pataldi Trophy. Oh, you might say they're going to try and reschedule it now. Too many World Test Championship points on offer there, championship.
Great news for Australia. We can sneak in.
Now, let's lift the hood here, he goes, you know.
Let's lift some hoods.
I mean, how are we going to approach this? A lot of people will presume that right now we're going to be very careful about whether there's any criticism that might need to be afforded the way of the BCCI, India, but mainly the ECB, depending on who our paymasters are.
Yeah.
Are we prepared to just chuck every little conspiracy in there? To call it as we see it? To call it for what this is?
I'm happy to call it as I see it.
Yeah. You want to put the business on the line?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the paradox of the business.
But that's what everyone's doing.
How can you have a business unless you're putting it on the line? So, what's the series result?
The series result was that it was 2-2. And then the ECB very quickly turned that around. So you guys aren't playing. Okay, we forfeit. Oh, no, it's not a forfeit. No, it's not a forfeit. It's 2-1. We win 2-1.
Because what happened was, but the first thing we
How
heard,
big is these guys' dicks?
Yeah.
They can just do whatever they want.
Yeah.
Do it. What are you going to do? What's anyone going to do? They don't want to play. They're going home. That's what's happening. Oh, we got to understand. Yeah, they don't want to play. That's fine. They shouldn't have to play. Though, contractually to the Netflix show that is this test series, I signed up for a 5-parter. I got 4 parts. Can I get some money back?
direct deposit into my bank account.
Yeah.
So we woke up this morning in England, let's say we're in England, and there's a statement from the ECB.
Yes.
A statement from the ECB says, and what's the first way they put it? The first way they put it was that it was forfeit.
It was a forfeit.
Forfeiture.
The Indian team have forfeited.
Yes. India are regrettably unable to field a team and will instead forfeit the match. 10 minutes later, that statement didn't happen.
That didn't happen.
That was erased.
That didn't happen. Oh, by the way, in between those two messages, Yorkshire have released the findings of their racism report. So
they've taken out the trash on Friday.
Just sneak that one in just in there.
Media 101. And now the statement's updated to say, following ongoing conversations with the BCCI, following ongoing conversations with the BCCI, the ECB can confirm that the 5th test between England and India men due to start today at Emirates Old Trafford will be cancelled.
They're cancelling.
Now, cancel is about the worst thing you can be in the last 2 years, but in this situation,
culture,
it's actually an improvement.
Series result.
Due to fears of a further increase in the number of COVID cases inside the camp, India are regrettably unable to field a team. Now, think about, firstly, he goes, the absolute clusterfuck in terms of, let's start with fans, all right? You want to go to the money. Let's start with fans. 63,000 tickets have to be refunded, according to Ali Martin. And also the impact on OnlyFans here as well.
Exactly. The ECB are losing £30 million from this game not being played.
30 million in TV revenue.
Yeah.
Doesn't
miss.
It doesn't miss. Hey, mate, gee, they don't miss you.
That's fucking Ronaldo. That's Ronaldo's.
It's like an Uber Eats, delivery service fee. Certain restaurants.
Yeah.
Like that.
Certain restaurants.
Don't miss you.
What did Ronaldo get bought for? 20?
Oh, who knows?
20 in add-ons?
He got bought for Monopoly
The
money.
ECB could have fucking bought Ronaldo with that money and played him.
Oh, what are his wages?
Fucking watch that. I'd watch the shit out of that.
Now,
ECB got rinsed by data. Fucking oath
we're gonna get to data.
Fucking oath they did.
Before we,
I don't really know it's hard to say.
It's the first one I put up. The first little super I put up.
We all know what's going on here.
We smashed then 2-2.
Fucking smashed them. Yeah, it's like Australia smashed England 2-2 in the Ashes 2019.
So,
yes.
So we're at that point.
Yeah.
Where England have put their statement out.
Put a statement out.
30 million down the drain.
Plus add-ons.
The outbreak began during, this is per Ali Munn in The Guardian.
Yeah.
Always follow Ali. Best person to follow with this
Ali's
shit.
good.
Outbreak began during the 157-run victory in the fourth test at the Oval with the head coach, Ravi Sastry, leading the way.
Yeah.
Leading the way. How'd he get COVID?
Yeah,
leave that. Don't worry about that.
How do we get
Don't
that?
worry about it.
They were in bubbles, aren't they? How did 4 of them get COVID? They're all in bubbles.
Doesn't
They're all
matter.
double jamming.
And they were very good when they were in Australia.
Don't worry about
well.
that. Don't worry about that.
Very good in Australia.
They didn't break any protocols in Australia. This is an isolated incident.
Exactly.
Okay? Just be very careful.
So he was the first, followed by the bowling coach. I didn't say bowling coach. I said bowling coach, Bharat Arun, and the fielding coach, Sridhar. All three were isolated and did not travel to Manchester with the team. Okay. Well, so far, so good.
So far, so good.
The fourth support staff member tested positive on Wednesday evening with India's training session the following day, then cancelled, and players confined to their room as they waited the test of the results of further PCR tests.
Hey, Pez, no problem.
So far, so good.
So far, so good.
But despite these results coming back negative,
it
appears a number of India's players were concerned about proceeding with the test match.
Yes, that's right.
They had concerns.
They had concerns.
One factor could be, this is per Ali, could be the latest positive COVID-19 case was a staff member who had been treating a number of injuries in the India camp after the fourth test.
He was a physio.
That's where we're up to.
He was a physio.
That's where we're up to. Now, I can see this going down the route of JFK.
There was a second spitter.
Second spinner?
Second spinner? There was a second spinner.
Where India going to play a second spinner?
What's Ashwin doing? There was a second spinner.
And that's a conspiracy because I had a look at that deck and I reckon they've taken one look and gone, I don't want to play Jack Leach on this.
Ashwin behind the grassy knoll. I saw something. I saw a puff of smoke.
Yeah.
Who was in the fucking book depository? Shastri.
Exactly.
Shastri's in the book depository.
Exactly.
Ashwin's behind the hedge.
Exactly.
Fuck. We're busting the case here, Pez.
Do you think the 30 million that the ECB loses monopoly money for BCCI?
Well, it's like transfers money with football. It's like no club actually they fax shit over as well. Like it's just money. It's just numbers moving around to different account numbers. Yeah. Their own different numbers.
Okay. There's a zero, whatever. Yeah. It's just a number.
Hey, as long
I don't have a relationship to it.
The most important thing is as long as those ECB executives still get their bonuses, that's all that should matter. They had a good summer. They had a really good. The 100 was a great success financially.
So Charles 78 says it isn't 2-2. Now officially it's not 2-2. It's
a second spinner.
The conspiracy is about the second spinner here, not second shooter.
No,
the second spinner.
Yes.
Ninja says England arse fucked 4-1. I mean, I just don't know how you arrive there, but people have arrived at stranger things.
Now this was part of the negotiation when they were going to cancel the game.
Yep.
They said, now what do we think about the final result? You guys, were you happy with 4-1? Were you happy with that?
Now, Harsh has said BCCI and ECB have decided to reschedule the game. Now, Harsh, I think everyone needs a bit of media literacy.
Harsh but fair.
Could be Harshal Patel. Just hit him up the shoot.
Harsha Bogle.
I got a feeling this game's not getting rescheduled. Just a thought. I just got a little hunch.
I feel like the horse has bolted with this one.
Yeah.
When I saw the ground staff literally hosing the entire square.
So here we go. It was postponed. Yeah, Pankaj says
they postponed it.
It was postponed at 1 p.m., cancelled to 40 p.m., but now there's chat to reschedule. Now, this is what I learned in media school.
Go on then.
Language matters.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me give you an example.
Okay.
Is it an enhanced interrogation unit or a torture chamber?
Oh.
Do you know what I mean? You can call the same thing two different labels, and it has a different it has a different impression on the brain.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Was he mortally wounded or was he fucking killed? Collateral damage or dead?
I've just got the theme music
Grandpa?
from SVU. What a great, that's great bass.
That's great bass.
That's great bass.
Real twang to it.
Yeah. Real twang to it.
Hey.
Should we get some super chats?
Yeah, get into some super chats. Yeah. Alpha Shah Street, got it. Yeah. Now I'm making my way down to the super chats. Obviously, a little bit to get through.
Downtown to the super chats.
This is the closest we've
That was a stretch. That was a stretch.
This is the closest we've ever come to having to, cover a crisis live.
How come more people are watching this, Pez, than at any point last week when fucking Boomer was rolling Ollie Pope?
Because this is what we're talking about here. We're getting into the true truth of who is the alpha in international cricket. Now, we've always known the answer to that. And also, there's an alpha hierarchy, as you were describing off there, in terms of tournaments as well.
That's right, Pez. I shot a little tweet out there on the internet, which I'm sure didn't get lost in the noise. Let's go through a few tournaments that have happened in the last 12 months. England were in South Africa. They started some white ball stuff. And the test match was coming around. And then that new strain came out, which is actually the beta strain.
Right.
And then they were like, getting the fuck out of here because we got India coming. We got to go to India next year. And then they're coming out. We ain't doing shit with that. We're getting out of here. 2020, West Indies, Pakistan. When there were no vaccines available, none of that. West Indies, Pakistan, they came over to England. They played those games. You know why? Because they couldn't afford to not play the games. Australia then flew over to England to have an impromptu white ball series of T20s and one-day internationals, and we did a huge favor to the ECB. That was all good. India come out here. Hey, they're storming around Melbourne. They're breaking a few protocols, allegedly. But there are photos and facts of it. And we do anything about it? Nah, don't do anything about it. India, to be fair to India, they've been here for like 3-4 months, here being the UK.
To be fair to India, they fund cricket.
They fund cricket. Now hang on a second, Pez. Didn't India want a 4-test series beforehand?
I don't know.
They did. They wanted 4 tests. And they talked about moving this test match to it being the first test match. So they wanted to move this test match to the first test match before the first test match started. But the ECB were like, no, we've got the 100.
Yeah.
Well, we've all made mistakes, haven't we? We've all made a few financial mistakes.
Thanks, Nathan. I think you're the closest so far in terms of what's actually going on. Everyone was on Rahane's dog.
Yeah.
Now still working through some super chats, making my way downtown.
Anyway.
CIA should have bought.
Okay, let's call it. If the IPL didn't start on Friday or Saturday next week, they're probably going to play the game.
I disagree. I just think they're concerned about COVID.
They're just worried about COVID, just like the Australian team were in South Africa.
It was 1-1.
Remember how Cricket South Africa CSA did like everything that Cricket Australia asked to get that series going? They were like, we're just a bit worried about it. Are you? Or were you worried about India coming to Australia to get that revenue? It's just a big alpha hierarchy, guys. And you know what? They shouldn't have to play. They've been playing like every day. They've got World Cups. They've got IPLs. They've got other shit going on. But don't give me this bullshit that it's like, well, what you've got to understand is that they're a little bit concerned. Are you? No, you're not. I'm sorry. To you mainly, because that's the end of our channel.
I've barely been listening to you as I've been scrolling down here, but every time I look up, you keep doing the David Brent thing.
Bit of bunts.
All right, still trying to get through a couple of these. So, we've got another of these stickers. Cheers.
Sticker.
Yeah, appreciate it.
You beauty.
Since the game's cancelled, they should instead field a synchronized swimming team. I'm sure it'll be a treat to watch Kohli and Thakur dance in sync on a Bollywood number. I'll do anything.
I'll probably watch that.
I'll do anything.
I'll probably watch that.
I'll watch 2 fucking cockroaches raise up a wall, mate. I'll gamble on that. I'm from Rocky.
I'll gamble on that.
I don't know. Yeah, I had a stroke earlier in my life. And I don't even speak out the side of my mouth so flies don't come in. The BCCI have failed to account for my feelings and broader societal impacts. Thank you, Nico. My weekend and my life is ruined. Any advice? Also, Washi can play?
Yeah.
That reminds me of the way a kid said to me once when I was working after school care, I can play? Cheers.
What about the idea that they're worried about, well, they might get COVID if they play because of this physio?
Look at this. Look,
They've already got it then. They've already got it. Start the game. And if someone goes down with COVID, fucking bin the game, bring in a COVID sub. You've got options. You've just not wanted to play the game. And that's fine. You must be fucking exhausted. Don't give me this shit that it's like, oh, they were just desperate to play. And you know what? Just some of the players, they were just a bit concerned. But we were just desperate to play the game. And it's just one of these things. I'm getting the fuck out of here.
I mean, this is the most ridiculous suggestion on screen at the moment here, guys. They're trying to save the IPL by not risking any of the major players catch COVID. It's all about the money. I mean, that's a very cynical view, I would have thought.
Come on.
Players are looking after their health and they're looking after their families.
Yeah. Sure, they're all double vaccinated. Sure.
All right? And that's worth remembering.
Yeah.
Remembering the health of the players in this situation. It's not about the money. They play for love.
They play for the love.
And the administrations set up the apparatus from which we can enjoy cricket.
That's right.
For the love of it.
Tell them,
and the money is a mere byproduct of the love of the game that we have.
I'd play
Thank
anyway.
you for the $5 US regardless.
I'd play anyway. Do you want 10 million? Sure. Okay, I'd play anyway.
But journos texting me going, this is an absolute shambles.
But what you've got to understand now, what I would hate, Pez,
Thank you for the contribution anyway, Shri.
You know what I'd hate? I would hate for anyone to look into how COVID got into the bubble. I would hate that. No one needs to know.
It's a good virus. I mean, it's
mate, it's a perfect virus.
Fuck.
It's perfect.
It's quite a and the way the virus manages to strike at the heart of the Western consciousness, which creates the dilemma of, do I look after myself or do I look after the collective?
Yeah. Well, fucking number one over here.
Yeah. And look what happens when you look after number one. Boom. It goes everywhere. That's the paradox.
Boom, boom.
It just nibbles at the sides of the herd. The herd's running along and it nibbles at the sides, but we don't mind it getting on the sides.
Would I mind getting on the sides? The side of your fucking
this
mouth.
This was Kane Williamson's doing. Thank you, Mark. It could well be. I wouldn't put it past
Kane.
him.
Well, has anyone seen Kane recently? Look into that.
Anonymous has written in, beat a Silverwood. Okay.
Silverwood could have saved the series.
Kohli still hasn't won an away series as captain. Some consolation there, I guess. I see a lot of people in the thread saying India's won this series 2-1. No, you haven't. And
well, they have,
you know
because the game was just cancelled.
Well, if India, if we go off that proposition, then India's won every series they want.
Mate, that's what I'm talking about. How fucking big is the dick on the BCCI? Which is a rhetorical question. They were like,
goes around corners.
ECB, hey, mate, you can piss from different rooms.
Piss around corners with
that. Go around corners
with that slug. How about the slug on it?
I heard on the Great Cricketer that they were saying this. Yeah, they also said this.
It's a compliment. I'd love someone to say that to me. How about a slug on it?
Mate, the EC, mate, it's a two-hand job. Mate, the ECB, it's a two-hand job is a thing that I just said.
Keep going.
Now, train of thoughts all over the place.
No.
I'm buzzing.
It's a shambles.
I'm buzzing.
It's a shambles.
It is a shambles.
The highest viewership of all time.
The dick on the BCCI, where like the ECB have gone, you forfeited, and then within 10 minutes, fucking take that down like it's an RCB interview with Dan Christian and Kyle Jamieson. Did that happen? I don't know. But get rid of that. It's like forfeited. We didn't forfeit. But you don't want to play. No, we haven't forfeited. No, it's just cancelled. Game's cancelled. Jeez, you talk quick.
You got a bit to say, don't you?
Got a bit to say.
Go on a bit, don't you?
He's got a bit to say, this bloke.
Rahane Mafia. Oh, here we go. Unsubscribed, Mr. Higgins.
Yeah, perfect. Perfect.
Look what you did.
I only want things that make me feel good about the team that I support, and I don't want to hear any other external opinions, which are probably true. Okay?
We're like fatted cows who don't want to.
Well, they're a sacred animal. So
they're a sacred animal. I take that. I do take
that's
that.
Actually.
It's a figure of speech, wasn't it?
Yeah.
You still fatten up cows. I was looking forward to Rahane giving Anderson a shirt. Yes, that's right. That's right.
Oh, yeah, nice.
The chat is absolutely going off for you guys.
Good call. Yeah.
Now, completely I say
Hey,
I
mate,
read
that-
these.
mate,
Every
that-
time Sam says he goes, he said, here goes. Yeah,
Yeah,
fair
that's
enough.
classic.
Now, here goes.
He goes this. Here she goes. Here she goes again.
Mhm. There she goes again.
I've got 90s lyrics in my head.
Yeah.
Mate, that was probably Anderson's last game in Old Trafford.
Oh, mate.
Unless he
Everyone
plays
bangs on it. You bang on about now. Ali's written, I don't give a fuck.
Okay.
So when Michael Clark played his last game at the SCG, it's his last game at the SCG.
Okay, that was Michael Clark. That's a separate thing. Yeah.
No one's concerned about health. It's all about the IPL. Now, once again, very cynical perspective.
Very
in mind.
cynical.
Very
Come on.
cynical.
Come on.
It's
They wanted to
it's a
play.
health issue.
They wanted to play. The ECB actually said, no, we don't want to play.
Hey, they passed the protocols and everything to play the game. Everything that they agreed,
Yeah.
the PCCR test, lateral flow, whatever you want to call it,
Mhm.
that was all good to go.
All good to go.
According to their protocols, they were fine. But the players were concerned, and rightly so.
Yeah.
And I think if players become concerned,
Yeah.
then all bets are off.
What are you
okay?
concerned about? Just concerned.
You can
I'm
only
just
play
concerned.
games if you are without any level of concern.
Yep.
When Lord knows I've fucking turned up the cricket games concerned. Generally. Concerned for myself.
Mate, Dinesh Karthik was saying that some of the players didn't go to bed until 2:33 in the morning because they didn't know if the game was going to go ahead.
Yeah.
I think by
yeah,
that point the game was.
You did that a few times.
Yeah, it wasn't because I was concerned if the game was
that
going
was.
ahead. I had a former professional player.
Oh, any rub and tugs.
I had a
What's that?
former professional player, Pez, give me the greatest advice I ever received. It wasn't technical advice. It was light beers after 2 a.m.
Yeah.
Best advice. You know that person
That's
as well.
true, yeah.
Best advice ever received.
There you go.
Light beers after 2 a.m. You can take that to the grave. Or to rub and tug.
Light beers. Can you take them? Can you take them? Some don't leave.
Be a weird thing to
Yeah.
bring to rub and tug. Do you mind if I bring it's just four? It's just four.
Just serve them to, don't they?
They're only 1%. So.
Just trying to get through these super chats, guys. I mean, we're absolutely abuzz with what's
Pez,
going on. And
I'm-
we're trying to catch up with
I'm
what's going
reeling.
on. And helpfully, we're actually advancing many and wildly varied conspiracy theories that have themes that we're trying to be careful about. But it does seem pretty funny. I just get the sense that this is quite funny.
It is funny.
And I think
It
you
is
summed
funny.
it up best so far by saying it's about the penis on the BCCI.
That's all it is.
It's a penis. This is the
Penis.
story about this is the length of the penis.
It's a cock show.
Okay.
That's all this is.
And cricket's always been a cock show, and we've maintained that all along. And we're actually learning about the length and the girth of the slug on it.
Do you remember back in Lords when we saw Dada just on the phone the entire time and he had different like faceless people walking up to him trying to talk to him? The entire time he was just trying to get flights home for September.
Luke, just to this question. My dad asked me tonight if Tom Brady was like Don Bradman. Told him to get in the bin.
Oh, Brady's fucking pretty good.
But
though.
he's so I was going to say with Tom Brady, like I said to Dad, because I don't know enough about it. And I'm sure no one in the comments will either. But
Yeah.
I suspect his winning record is unparalleled in his sport, definitely. But then his winning record might be akin to Bradman, but his individual stats, I'm not sure if he's relatively better the way that Bradman was. But isn't that go to show that like Bradman's the best player ever? We don't even talk about what he won or what he didn't.
No, he didn't win any World Cups.
Yeah, that's true. Or World T20s.
Hardly any sixes. Fucking weak coat.
Love Bradman stuff. Yeah, probably, Luca. Let's hope so. I doubt it though. Did ECB ban women's cricket? Oh, I see. Yeah, because the Afghanistan stuff.
Yeah,
Got it.
the Taliban would have played. Don't worry about that.
All right. Just trying to get. There's a lot to get through here, guys. And 94% of you are guys.
I got a couple of. You can't see super chats.
Hang on, just one thing here. He goes. Sorry.
Go on. Yeah.
Just here to watch you blokes straddle the line between absolutely giving it to India /BCCI and looking out for number one and appeasing to rabid India fans. Now,
I am appeasing shit. I'm calling it out.
Exactly. What do you want from me?
I'm calling it out. It's a fucking joke.
And
this whole thing's a joke.
Him.
It's me. I don't care. I'll stand up. I'll fall on my own sword. About 2'9". Feels like 2'10".
Your sword is 2'9". I can take that.
2'9" inches.
Yeah.
2.9 inches. I don't know how big that is. Or small. This is near a farce. This is near farce. I mean, it's funny because they can do whatever they want.
Guys have concerns.
But what's anyone gonna do about it?
I'll tell you what, he goes.
The Taliban can step in.
We're trying to fill time about an hour after they've announced this shit.
Yeah.
Like,
things will change.
I'll tell you what the most suspicious thing
The Warren
would be
report.
to do. And this is in answer to those who go, no, to those who say these guys have to watch what they say and whatnot. You have to watch what you say for defamatory purposes and for ethical purposes. But I'd say
Yes.
the people to be most suspicious of, the people who get on TV right now or on radio right now and say, no problem, this is all wrapped up in a neat little package.
Yeah.
Let's move on. How's Ronaldo going to go tomorrow? Which I do want to talk about.
Yeah.
But the people who get on and say, we got to thank Virat Kohli, if anything,
We gotta thank
they're
him.
the people you got to look at for
Yeah.
appeasement. We're just here going, what the fuck's going on?
Yeah.
Trying to read a few statements. Looks like the protocols were good. The IPL's on. We're just trying to package it all together. And if there's humor around it, especially penis-related humor,
Yeah, especially
well,
so.
then we're in our wheelhouse, aren't we?
Yeah.
You know, if you have a game called off in cricket,
Yeah.
for whatever reason, I've had grade games call off because people have pissed on the wickets or set it on fire overnight.
Yeah.
What are you going to do the next day when you're up the pub punting on the dogs? You're going to talk about it. That's what we're doing. We're waxing lyrical. Now, you wouldn't say that at a pub, would you? Because they'll kick you out or they'll be suspicious about you and your sexuality about 20 years ago. And that's wrong, but it's true. And they'll say, this bloke fucking talks a bit.
Mate, you just asked
we're just asking the
just
question.
asked if you'd bat first.
Yeah,
Fucking calm
exactly.
down. Jesus.
That's right.
Yeah, Sakar said, bruh.
Yeah.
Fucking hell. That was good. I enjoyed that.
Thanks.
Didn't catch a word, but I
India
like
staff
the pace of
definitely
it.
been licking door handles. All right.
Well,
You know, that could be interpreted.
that's an
incorrectly.
allegation.
You know
That's
what I
an
mean?
allegation.
England can't control COVID. Well, and that's been established. That's
Hey,
a good point.
The real concern is, could Java have done it again?
He'll be gutted, that cunt.
I fucking hate that guy so much. I don't know why. I don't know why he's got my goat. Like he's wound me up.
He's been good for clicks for you, though.
Yeah, I guess so.
Clicks his brand.
Oh,
hang on. We've just had a clarification from Mayanki. Oh, they're working on rescheduling. No forfeit.
no forfeit.
She said,
No forfeit.
No forfeit. They're working on rescheduling.
Hey guys, do you remember 15 years ago in 2021 there was a game? Yeah, we're still trying to fit that one. 2-1.
Will Anderson come back if the match is rescheduled? He's a good comic.
Can I ask a question to the audience? Who I think last time we did a stream on
Yeah. And I'll try and get
Monday.
and I'll get to it
Oh yeah.
in about 10
Is
hours.
that going to annoy you if I ask?
No.
a question?
Ask.
I think like 65% of the audience
time.
is from India, and
Yeah.
I want to know: do you guys see what's going on? Are you just like, nah? Well, it's just they don't. You know, it's what are you going to do about it? Like like, or are you actually aware that this is a fucking piss take? Let me know. Or unsubscribe, one of the two.
I mean, they could. You know, there is this answer here.
Yeah.
If it comes up, there could be actual COVID positive cases in the contingent right now. And
Yeah, but they would have. They've already got it. Then they've already got it.
So
If they've got it,
oh God, it's just going at pace.
Sorry,
No. Like,
it's on slow mode
now
as
it's
well.
fucking.
Sorry,
So I'm missing super chats because it's literally moving so fast, and it's on slow mo.
I've got him here.
All right,
All right,
we can't get them up on screen.
I can't get him on screen.
Oh my God, it's absolutely flying through.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, I'm trying to catch him. It's like fucking whack-a-mole. Trying to get super chats up here.
Nilanjan said, now that we've got 5 free days, you guys mind covering this week's F1 race? Cheers, boys. You're the best thing that's happened to cricket commentary. Thanks, man.
Vroom vroom.
Like, can you put Hamilton to me in grade terms? Vroom, vroom.
You put this to us in grade terms. Have a look at 3.
Yeah. They're going to have another look at 230.
Yeah, I mean,
The year
yeah.
2030,
That's
that
right.
is.
Exactly.
That's actually a funny tweet. You can get that up. No one steal my idea for a funny tweet. All right.
And never speak to me like that again.
Yeah. Oh, what if I get 400 retweets? What happens then? I don't know. Nothing. Pretty much nothing happens.
Thanks, Nathan. Yeah, I'm trying to get as much in as I can here. Pez, you okay?
Mer said 2.9 is the average in Asia. Don't worry about it, mate.
I'm not saying shit.
That's funny. That is funny. And I'll be the arbiter of what is and isn't funny. Sriram says IPL and scheduling is a reason, of course, but apparently they were also worried of passing on to their kids who are not vaccinated. Fair point.
Yep.
Yeah. That's
That
the entire thing.
that would have been applicable in the 4th test as
That's
well.
the entire thing about COVID and people's health. Like, of course, no one wants anyone to get sick. I don't want anyone to get sick, let alone fucking die. Of course. That's the thing you can rely on 100%. That is true. But at the same time, they didn't want to play and they're going home. And that's also fine because they're just probably fucking knackered and they saw a window and they're getting out of there. That's what's going on. But of course, no one wants anyone to get sick. So both things can be true. That's when I was talking, I sounded way too condescending. I didn't mean to sound like
What about a poll?
Well, buy me dinner first. Sorry. Sexual.
That's all right. Yeah, you're on fire. Just keep rolling with it.
Minaj, fucking hell, man. That's appreciate that. See that?
No.
Some fucking
Manoj?
That's some fucking New Zealand. That's some New Zealand prize winning money from the World Test Championship. Respect. Thanks, Minaj. Appreciate it.
As Justin Langer would say, respect.
Aman says Ashes is doomed. Yeah, probably.
Yeah, it's all pretty doomed, really, isn't it?
Yeah. No,
But we all have each other. What?
What are we going to talk about? Sheffield Shield.
Whose two hands are on BCCI's Wong?
He's a guy actually who works in accounts. That's not a sexual thing. Fuck this.
Trying to get down here. Ashes is doomed. Yeah, I'm nearly there.
Sanket said, guess the hypocrisy of blaming the IPL as ECB asking for a 9-day break for scheduling the hundreds playoff. Yeah, I think that's exactly right. The ECB, because the BCCI did suggest they played this test match before what happened to be the first test match, but then the 100 playoffs finals were happening. And so they were like, no, let's just play it at the end. And then that's what they've done. And then India are like, yeah, all good. We're just heading off. So that was fucking dumb by the ECB. Really dumb.
I guess the hypocrisy of blaming the IPL is the ECB asking for a 9-day break for scheduling the hundreds playoff.
Yeah.
That seems a bit whataboutery to me.
Well, yes, but at the same time, that the ECB and Cricket Australia and all the other boards, which aren't the BCCI, have to be like, well, we got to stand up for ourselves at some point. And it's just turned out they just put all the eggs in the basket of like, okay, let's fucking make sure that no one gets COVID. And that was a dumb thing to do, as it's turned out. But yeah, I agree. It is a little bit whataboutery. But what are you going to do? Rooney says, this is just Data making sure his newly announced biopic has enough content for the third act. Is that a real thing? Has Data got a biopic about him? That's fucking awesome if that's true.
So I'm throwing I feel like I'm nearly getting, it's like trying to clear emails.
Oh, sorry. Okay, you go. You're
go.
just about caught up now.
Nearly there. BCCI is mafioso. I don't think I'll be doing that. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, a lot of questions here. Okay, so nice to know the audience. He goes in out, like broadly speaking, answer to your question. It's we know shit's going on.
Okay,
I guess the next question is like,
okay, well, just be careful. You got a few more super chats to get to.
Yeah, but do you sort of feel good that you can?
Yeah, it has to feel good.
It has to feel good in a way. It's like,
that has to feel good. That reminds me of
can RCB go all the way? I mean, that's the next question.
Let's talk about that.
We do have goldfish brain.
Yeah.
Maybe this is an IPL preview show now.
It starts next week. This is not. We should clip this up an IPL preview. That's fucking funny.
This has been the best PR for the IPL.
100%.
That I could possibly imagine. Genius.
So respect the BCCI.
If anything,
just in case they want to take
thanks to BCCI.
We should be thanking him.
Data Kohli.
The idea that Joe Root needs to go in the dressing room and thank Virat Kohli is fucking incredible.
Yeah. Ashes is cancelled. Marshall gives us some coin.
Hey, Rahul threw in 20 notes. Oh, you got it just there.
Oh, result.
You got it just there.
Yeah.
So I'll just point at it like
it's just there.
Yeah.
How is Dad?
How is Dad? How is Dad? Yeah, I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah. How are your dads, guys?
Let's not get back into that again. Yeah, rinsing him.
Australia, India v Australia Women's Series, please. I tell you what, I'm not going to say too much, but we were very, very close to having a massive guest on our show just before we went to lockdown in studio, all set up, all ready to go. I think you guys would have loved it, and we were so excited about it. Rather than trying to get her on Zoom ahead of these tests, which are going to be awesome.
Yeah,
we've decided we just want to wait, even though it means she's probably super busy through the summer and won't be able to do it.
It's not our problem.
Yeah, but we want it in studio.
We're busy too. Just not winning games for Australia.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, not yet.
Not yet.
We'll see who goes down with COVID. Might be a chance.
Wham Bam, thank you, ma'am. From India after securing a 2-1 lead. They didn't practice safe sex either. And you should practice safe sex.
Mate, while you're rolling through there,
yeah, brother.
There is like a genuine feeling
Darshan.
of that. This was such a great series. And I'm so happy. I mean, we covered the UK summer anyway, so of course we're going to do it anyway. But like, I'm so glad that we did it and we got to watch like every game.
Yeah.
Because it was such a great series.
Sad it's over.
And cricket in England is so good. We keep saying it all the time, but it's just so watchable. Like just a great example of it was literally the live stream we did for day 5, where like it just looks so flat. And then as what happens in England all the time is like in a session, fucking 6 wickets fell for 62 or whatever that was. And it was like, it's so good to watch. And it's sad that it's over, because I'll tell you what, next summer in England's going to be good. New Zealand and South Africa over there. I reckon that's going to be red hot. I reckon that's going to be really good. But I think New Zealand are actually going to India this year. I think Dinesh Karthik was saying. I thought it was next year, but that must be wrong, as I often am. So I guess there's so much good cricket to look forward to. But like when you're in the midst of it, like how often do you get a great 5-test series? Almost never. Seriously, almost never, because only 3 teams ever play those series. Any series in India is often dominated by India. Very often in Australia, the series, a 5-test series is dominated by Australia. But in England, it's so good. So anytime like India or Australia go there, they're great series. And we've had such a great series, and now it's like called off before we got to see the finale. I feel like I was being edged for 4 tests. No climax. Show the jug. It's a decanter. It's that. I'm drinking Pinot Noir. And no, I'm not drunk.
Someone's asking earlier if we're doing our IPL show again. Absolutely, we are. Okay. Yes.
Just sort of going to try and get through this test match, and then I was just going to weigh my options. Yes. Yes, we'll be doing that. We'll be covering the World Cup as well. And then, like, should we do the Ashes? Should we do the Ashes this year?
If it's on.
If it's on.
If it's on.
Coming that Afghanistan Australia series.
Request to get Elise Perry on. Okay.
Well, I'm personally not interested in that.
If you haven't subscribed to this, please feel free to do it. In fact, you've always felt free.
You've always felt free.
Yeah, so my invitation has increased your freedom to do it.
It actually costs you nothing to subscribe.
Depends how you quantify cost.
How do you quantify that, mate?
Will BCCI replace Afghanistan with second India test team? That's rude. But they might.
It's interesting.
But they might. It's a good idea, the innovative idea.
Can we somehow, like, freeze the sperm of our 90s cricketers and create a second Australian team, which would actually be the first team, and then the current team would be the second team?
That's interesting. Thoughts about English media calling Coach classless after mocking the Barmy Army? Okay. I don't think there was a division with that. I saw all that beat-up article. Lawrence Booth from Wiston said he just thought he didn't really get why a sportsman did that. I mean, I get why some sportsmen are impudent and like to mock other teams, but he just didn't get it. And then it was beat up into a big division.
Mate, I saw the Barmy Army literally tweet Kohli, and they said, we give it so we can take it.
Yeah.
Respect
no problem.
for Kohli. There's no problem. Also, like, Kohli's mellowed heaps. I think when he was younger, and I remember like he did some fucking a bit how you going stuff. If I can use an Australianism, he was doing some how you going stuff.
Yep.
Now, I think he's pretty level headed. Like, for a guy who's very hard on his sleeve and emotional, like just doing the trumpet thing to the Barmy Army. There's no harm in that. Like, he's not abusing anyone. Like, he's passionate, and I think that's fine. And if anything, we should be thanking him.
If anything, we should be on our knees. Lachlan Dunn, great story about Bucky Rogers at the Crazy Horse in Adelaide. Well, we've all got those stories. And I reckon
that specific story as well. We've all got that one.
Oh, yeah. You know.
Don't. Do not.
When they rinsed us, yeah. Well, you know, do you sledge? What do you think this show is? Guys, it really hard. Thanks. That's very kind of you. Panzer Shrek DS.
Should we be doing a watch along for the Demons and Cats tonight?
Oh, Manly, Melbourne.
Oh, is it?
Talk about Sophie's Choice.
Fuck. Or do you want to cover a conspiracy theory about the cricket?
That's right.
About Sharshik being the book depository and Ashwin being behind the edge. What's the Warren Commission then? Who's in the Warren Commission?
The ICC.
Yeah, they're very powerful.
Did you see Tim Cahill's part of the group that's advocating for a World Football World Cup every 2 years?
I saw Arsene Wenger's.
Yeah.
He's what do you call it when you originally placed the idea?
Founder?
Whatever. Anyway, yeah, Arsene Wenger was like the originator of this idea. I didn't realize Tim Cahill was on I didn't realize it was a committee thing. They'd organize a committee.
There's 3 players that they've got to plump for it. The original Ronaldo.
Plump's a funny word.
Peter Schmeichel and Tim Cahill.
What?
Well, he's headbutted the ball a lot, and I think it's done some damage to his brain.
Yeah. There's actually lots of people who are of age now who have dementia because of the weight of the footballs back in the day. It's actually a serious thing. Yeah. Yeah. I'd actually Chris Sutton, I think his father had dementia. I think that's right. I might be wrong, but I know that he was advocating for headers to be banned in football.
Oh, shit, Angad. Appreciate it.
Oh, you've made a huge mistake there. You've thrown on a 0 or missed a 0. I can't tell which one.
Right. Okay, so just to answer this question, any chance of getting Ashwin on the podcast? It will be a really good one.
Did you read his question?
I didn't realize it was a question. I'll go back to Angad here. I thought it was just a comment.
Oh, sorry.
That's all right.
Sorry, Angad. Sorry. Thank you. I thought I deserved a bit more airtime.
I appreciate it, Angad.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah.
If you want us to put that up again, give us another 50.
Throw a pineapple.
Any chance of getting Ashwin on the podcast? It would be a really good one. So just
well, he's on the run at the moment. He's on the run.
It's not a case of just like emailing rashwin@gmail.com and saying, hey, Ashwin.
Hey, brother. Who are you?
We're from TGC YouTube. Want to collab? And then just working it out from there. Many diplomatic protocols must be observed. Much must be exchanged back and forth between parties.
Mate, I tell you what, in terms of intel before you do an interview. So when you do an interview, you just send it. You might send a text out just to someone who might know that person a bit better than you. You get some fucking juicy stories back, I reckon, from that one.
From Ashwin. Yeah. Players are often
He's played a lot of cricket.
Players are very keen to share their views about him as a bloke.
Yes.
As a bloke.
He's a terrific
terrific cricketer.
Terrific cricketer.
As a bloke, he's a great cricketer. And a grade cricket. No, he doesn't play grade cricket.
Oh, yeah.
You guys should sign up for Gogglebox. Okay.
This is kind of Gogglebox, though, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right. Bring Elise Perry on your podcast. Well, Elise Perry has been on our podcast twice.
2 times. Actually, the first time she came on was a Sandpaper episode.
That's right.
Back in 2018.
Yep.
18.
She came on. We interviewed her before it happened.
It was the day before it happened.
Yeah.
And then, because that was in South Africa, obviously. And then, so that was like, it happened at like 1 a.m. in Australia, something like that. Basically, like every other away series except for New Zealand is tough to watch for Australia. Anyway.
I like this comment. Boys, did you cry foul when ECB cancelled tour or Australia did the same? So that's England when England cancelled the tour of South Africa, or Australia did the same of South Africa. Did we cry foul?
Yes.
Yes,
we did.
Or because you didn't, are you just unable to handle the Asian century? Get used to the slog, which I presume is the slug of the BCCI.
Right.
Firstly,
I just bought a fucking Mercedes today. That's not true.
Please clarify. That's not true.
That's not true. The Asian century.
You do that?
You've just said, can you not handle the Asian century?
What?
It was literally coined on this podcast.
Yeah.
I think we can handle the Asian
That's
century.
Right.
Yes, we 100% called out at the time when the ECB and CA both did not go to South Africa. It was a fucking G up, especially the effort that Cricket South Africa made to make sure, especially the Australia tour happened. They did everything that CA asked for, and then CA were like, nah.
Exactly. And
it was disgrace is a term overused. And I was close to that. It was close. It was
a term I'll use.
It was, and I'm not going to use that. Be very careful, but it was a disgrace.
I'm just saying it's overused. It's a separate issue.
That is so unfair, and there's a huge problem anyway. This all fits into the monopoly of cricket, which is the 3 countries hoard all the money, and a country like South Africa, who have a wonderful history in the game, especially recently in in our lifetimes, history being like they've had good teams. It's remarkably unfair that they get no income from that series, for instance, or either of those series between England or Australia, because they rely on the income massively. That's exactly why the West Indies went and Pakistan went to England last year during COVID when there were no vaccinations, because they were like, well, we can't afford not to play. We have to play. We have to get that TV revenue. It's a big deal for the West Indies when they go to England. That's probably the second. It's probably the second highest TV money they get outside of India, and then probably third Australia. Maybe the other, maybe 2 and 3 switch around. I'm not sure. About the same. It's just it's all money. That's all it is. That's all.
Follow the money.
That's the only reason
Woodward
these
and
games
Bernstein.
exist. These games don't exist because they'd be like, oh, it's not governments being like, oh, it'd be interesting, like if our Indian team playing against your England team, it'd be interesting to see who wins that game. It's a fucking fight. It's a business. And the reason this game is not being played anymore is business decisions. It's just money. That's all it is. So, yeah, we called it out.
Sumyara and Jan, there's 3 clauses in your super chat, and thank you for that. The first one, I think Higos has disabused you of. Foul was cried. The second
Foul!
The second one, he has further disabused you of. The term was coined on this show. And as for the third one, getting used to the slog of the BCCI, well, there's no slog I want to get more used to.
Got to put petrol in Mercedes.
Got to pay the rent somehow.
That's not true. That's not true at all.
Get used to the slog. Do you think a forfeiture is fair? Yeah, I think they forfeited the game.
They forfeited the game. They literally said we don't want to play.
It occurs to me.
What does it occur to you, mate?
It occurs to me so far, and this is only a few hours since, but it occurs to me that India have forfeited the game.
Yeah.
I don't think it's an unreasonable comment to make at this point. I think it's a reasonable position at the moment. If you had to, without all of the facts, if you had to be on a media show,
if you had to,
broadcasting to thousands,
if you had to,
and come up with a position without the facts,
tell them, Pez,
the cornerstone of storytelling and media in the 21st century, I would say I'd lean towards forfeiture.
I don't think Joe Root was like, no, I don't want to play either.
Yeah.
I don't think that was the thing.
And then they might have said to him, yeah, do you want to play in the IPL or play any test cricket in the future? He said, cancelled. That game's been cancelled.
Can we just twist the language, as you were rightfully saying earlier?
And then they said, well, can we have the WTC championship points? No, I wouldn't have thought so either.
No.
Yeah.
No.
And you know what? 2-1, if it then decides that it's a 4-test series, 2-1 ends up becoming, it's 50% of the points as well.
Up those points, baby.
Yeah.
It's just a great system. Mate, I can't. It's funny because like this has literally happened. Like we went to air 45 minutes after, about an hour after this was broken, that this wasn't going to be a thing, that they weren't going to play the game anymore. But it just seems so. I feel confident, which is a dumb thing to say.
Yep, I love what you're about to say.
That I'm seeing, like what I feel is what is actually happening. What I'm seeing, like it's what's happening.
That's one of the sicknesses of our time, though.
Absolutely.
I feel it in my gut, therefore it's true.
I feel it in my fingers. I feel it in my toes. Lovers all around me.
What about this one?
And so the feeling grows.
Never watching this channel again. Long live BCCI.
Yeah,
baby.
That's what I want. That's some good shit.
Yeah.
That's Dada's burner account.
Love it. Yeah, you know how it is. This is good. Why aren't you guys thanking Virat? Good point. Yeah. Thank you, Virat.
Thanks, Virat.
Thank you, brother.
Hey, thank you, man. Thank you. I was looking forward to 5 days of views on YouTube.
Yeah, it's all good.
You fuck.
Thank you for the sticker. You don't know.
Is that from Virat? Thanks for the sticker, Virat.
You don't know shit. Stop being pissed about cancellation, Indian fans. Why don't you? I don't get why you're so pissed. Just like watching the code.
Just like watching the coat.
Just like watching the code. All right.
I want to know, for the fans out there. I mean, we saw some footage on Sky beforehand of like the fans. Some fans have flown from Northern Ireland. Some had come down from Edinburgh. You know, like people had booked days in Manchester. They booked hotels. You know, I'd imagine you can probably get that shit back, but just the rigmarole of all that, like the admin, like I often think about like, what if I lost my phone? Just the admin of like, it's worse than your wallet, because wallet, you just cancel a few cards and whatever. But like, look, like just the admin of that, like getting money back for a thing that really has no right to be canceled. Really? The fans are missing out. You guys, the fans, we're the fans. We just talk on this thing. We're fans as well. I just want the fucking thing to be played because it was so good. Do you guys feel like you're missing out, or you
Don't
can't
speak for me.
Are you kind of? Shut the fuck up. Are you happy? Are you like 2-1? You beauty. Away series win. That's perfect. It wasn't a forfeit. We didn't forfeit. You haven't turned up to play. No, it's cancelled. A game was cancelled.
I'm more of a health guy.
Yeah.
Thanks, Rahul.
Dravid.
It's the BCCI, mate. They never forfeit. Well, we're learning. So we're learning.
Nathan Manley Pez, if I can read this one, super chat. New Aussie summer plans. CA squad split in 2. Play on uncovered decks on local grounds. Circuit requirements each day. This is real Test cricket. I'm banging to that, Nathan. That sounds good to me.
Yep.
Test players playing on uncovered wickets.
Here's another question for you as the CEO of USA Cricket.
Yep.
USA versus Taliban cricket will be the next Ashes. Will the USA team walk off the field after 20 overs?
What's Biden doing? Batting 8, not bowling. They're going to play at a Kabul airport. That's actually.
If that was a one-dayer and they've walked off after 20 overs, Paramdeep wanted that war to go for 100 years.
What's the leg spinner's name from the West Indies?
Hayden Walsh Jr.
Thank you, Hayden Walsh Jr. He played a number of games for the USA. Good players in America. There'd be good players in America. How cool will it be to see, to hear the Star Spangled Banner being sung before a Test match? Will that happen in our lifetime, do you reckon?
Mm-hmm.
How long have we got? 50 years? We got 50 more years?
On average, yeah. Well, in terms of life expectancy, it'd be less than that, but we're hoping. But
by the time we get there.
Yeah, and also just being superior athletes.
Yeah, that's right. Physical specimens.
Who will live forever.
I have a 2.9-inch penis. Was he an athlete? No. He had a small dick.
If you're just joining us, this is just a recap
no context.
of what's going on. You might have just tuned in without having heard the news about what's happening in the cricket. India have cancelled /forfeited /called off the game.
Shock news. Tupac dead. Shuttle Takur's playing.
Shuttle Takur.
But the rapper Tupac, he's dead.
Let's see if we can get some. What's the latest news?
Yeah, so I agree, man. It's such a bummer I'm missing out. I agree. That's how I feel. That's how we all feel, right? We're just fans of watching the cricket. I like watching the cricket. And in England, in Australia, watching the cricket, first 2 sessions, 8 p.m. till midnight, fucking perfect. That's so good to just watch some cricket. Prime time. Yeah,
the ECB's CEO has spoken.
Oh, here we go.
He said it wasn't an outbreak of COVID, contradicting the BCCI
Holy
statement.
shit.
It was the perception of what might happen post the Indian physio testing positive.
Yeah, but we already knew that.
Once you've got that sense of concern and anxiety in a dressing room, and we've been in this place before ourselves in South Africa, it can be very difficult to reverse that. And I think fans do understand this now because we've been talking about it for a while. The physical and mental health of players, they're as important as each other. It's interesting. I've heard a few times, I saw Wasim Jaffa say this.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if it's reasonable or not. They have been kind of, what's the word? Conflating England's non-tour to South Africa with this.
Okay.
So saying it's almost inviting people or trying to constrain people from, or English people from criticizing India on the basis that England have done something similar before.
Yeah,
when it comes to South Africa.
Fairly obvious difference, though, between
There's some pretty significant differences between the two. And the sort of, I think the invitation to do that is almost like a screen in of itself. It's like, okay, why do you need to do that?
So just to call that out, to blare the obvious, there was no vaccine when England were there, and there was a new strain. Actually, you know what? I want to change that answer, although that is true. I think it is perfectly fine for the players to be a bit freaked out, to be exhausted. The schedule they've got, the bubbles, the rest of the year that they've got with cricket coming up, I think it is totally understandable that they are just knackered and they don't want to play. I get that as well as I can get that. But don't fucking give me this bullshit around all the other stuff to try and convince the broader public about what's going on. The broader thing of what's going on is that they just didn't want to play. And I think that's also okay, but they just didn't want to play. And they've found an excuse and they've used that, and now they're getting out of there. They're going to play the IPL literally next week. It's complicated, but there's just so much like language going around, which is just a lie. You know, like am I wrong to say that?
No, I don't think you're wrong at all. I'm trying to scroll down here in the excellent Guardian Live blog as well.
Yeah.
I mean, the entire look, we're reacting as news comes to hand as well. I mean, I can only go back to what I said earlier, which is I think the issue bears investigation. People like these things don't happen in a vacuum. People will have not wanted to play the test match. Maybe some part of it is for good reason, and there was concern, though how much of it is a Trojan horse to protect other cash cows, like the IPL. And as people have pointed out as well, just the IPL this time, other people have pointed out that many times, it seems increasingly so, Test cricket is being relegated in one way or another for more lucrative T20 tournaments. So like again, like I said, this time it's the IPL. Many people in England would argue that their entire test team, their entire test program was relegated for the 100. Sure, it's COVID and it's a dramatic circumstance this time and it's forfeiture and cancellation. And who is singing this song and how big is the BCCI's penis? They're all good questions. Very good questions. But the broader theme, isn't it, is
very good question.
Is the especially the size of the penis.
Very good question. Are you an academic?
I'm talking. I'm just reacting to myself.
Are you in academia? How big's the penis?
But really, isn't the main theme here the relegation of Test cricket as a priority for money?
Mate, that's spot on. You've now hit the head.
How many other times and we won't be able to ever prove this, right? But like how many other times in, say, T20 tournaments were there intangible concerns from players about outbreaks?
Sure. Yep.
But the show went on. But like what we're saying here,
that's also the point, because there's more money in IPL. There's more money in short form cricket than there is in Test cricket.
What we're saying here, or what we're wondering here, is whether it was the 5th Test at Old Trafford, and the show didn't need to go on in this circumstance, which is it is a reflection on the health concerns, no doubt. You cannot prove otherwise, but it is also a reflection on the perceived importance of the game.
Mate, I think that's
would that have happened in every other game?
I think that's so spot on, and that's the dagger, because I think that like I don't have I have no anger about this. I mean, if my team Australia was involved in this, or the Taliban, then I'd be a little bit, maybe I'd be more aggrieved, I suppose. But like, I'm not angry about it, because in the broader context of, okay, why is the IPL moved? The IPL was moved because of the absolutely devastating. That was the original Delta outbreak, right? One in India. Was that the original Delta outbreak?
I think so.
Back in the IPL. The reason that was moved is because the original devastation of that outbreak in India and all the death and devastation is the right word to use the same adjective. And so, of course, like cricket fucking doesn't. None of this matters. This show doesn't matter. This channel doesn't matter. I don't matter. Oh, okay.
No, you don't.
And so, like, I have no anger about it, because I completely get it from the players. Like, they're living in bubbles, and it must just be so exhausting and draining, and the scrutiny and all that shit. Time away from, even if they've got their families there, being locked in with families is often too much. Cricket doesn't matter. But the dagger is that, like, once again, Test cricket, which is a thing that I think, if you're probably the people who are watching this for the most part are real big cricket fans, right? I mean, more people are just T20 fans, and that's also fine. But the dagger into Test cricket again for shorter forms is that I think that's the bit that hurts. I agree with you, Pez. But like, in the context of like, I'm just saying I have no anger, because like, people are fucking dying all over the world, and that's like that is the biggest thing. Not fucking will Ashwin play, although that is a big question.
That is a big question. That's the second question.
That's the second question. You got 2 questions to Aladdin. All right. Death. What's that like? Ashwin, does he play?
I'm furious. I want Test cricket. Yeah. Take this test any time over the IPL, go some balls and play. That's just, you're saying that to you're not saying that to us, although we will play if you want.
NSN, I see you every video. And I respect. Cool. No, I'm sorry. Sorry, I said that like, what the fuck are you doing? I didn't mean like that. I'm saying thank you for watching the channel.
Yeah.
To your face. But after this, I'll tell Pez what I really think.
Let's keep going. Thanks, James. I'm just trying to get down some super chats here, fellas.
Hey, if you're enjoying the video,
1 hour later, England forfeited.
England didn't want to play. Jack Leach said, "No, if I'm not playing." Hey, if you're enjoying the video, guys, if you wouldn't mind, shooting it a like. That's right in the 1 hour mark. Shooting it a like. More people see. More people will it'll pop up on their fucking feeds. On their fucking feeds.
Jesus
Christ. Long. Hey, yeah. If you're enjoying it, just shoot it a like, and more people see it, and that's the kind of gift. Fuck, I just saw that pop up on the. Good going, guys. It's like 100 people just liked it at the same time. I can just see how many people liked it. Fucking 200 people. That's awesome, guys. I really appreciate the likes. More people see it. The channel grows. We can speak to more people. That's the best thing about it. So, yeah, thanks for doing that. And sorry for telling you to like stuff. That's probably really annoying. Mate, where do we go to from here? This match ain't going to be played next year.
There's a window, but how do you get a test match going there?
How do you play one test match? Who prepares the wicket? What team is going to go over there? Going to fly an Indy team over for one game? Wouldn't have thought so, Varun.
And do you think like this time next year, we've had the World T20, we've had the Ashes, England, South Africa and India have played, if that shit all happens.
If that's still going on, yeah.
And like we get round to next summer in England, do you think our goldfish brain will be like, no, they got to play that.
They got to play that game.
It's 2-1.
Like that'd be the weirdest 2-all, 3-1 series. Oh, imagine if it rained. That's what should happen. Do it. They should do that then.
That'd be good.
They should do that. Yeah, we're on 90,000 subs. That's pretty cool. What happens when you get to 100? Nothing. Yeah,
exactly. Does anything happen?
Nothing happens. In the stream we did the other night, it was like it was getting about half people who about half the people weren't subscribed. So if you're new here, we do a lot of shows. We do a lot of shows every week. Turn that off. Come on, man. I'm trying to speak. The people need to hear what Higos has to say about this.
Mate. Sorry. I'm sorry, Daddy.
I'm sorry, baby. I didn't mean that. Sometimes I just get scared of being a nobody. Yeah, if you're new here, just hit the old subscribe. And we do a lot of shows. We're covering the IPL, the World Cup. Hey, Australia are playing India next year in about 12 months' time. If a new virus hasn't wiped out, half the population or whatever.
Oh, God, Blender, that's disgraceful. I got off it. Wasn't as bad as one the other night, though. Disgraceful verb before the word fuck.
So someone said you'd be a terrible moderator, and that is correct.
One of the worst criticisms you could ever receive. Oh, no.
I just got a text from one of my mates in the UK. Coley woke up at 4 a.m. sweating, having nightmares of facing Jimmy in September up in Manchester.
That's it.
Yeah. Wait till we get him up north.
Yeah.
Jimmy Anderson's never got a fifer there.
This is the banter result.
Yeah. Oh, dear.
I did want to put a poll up just saying, forfeit, cancelled.
Oh, yeah. You can't do it?
I genuinely, every time I switch accounts to the Grade Cricketer, it takes me to studio, and I don't know how to do it. Are you in there?
I can probably do it here.
Yeah.
Although I can't access it. Yeah, I can. All right. What do you want me to ask? How big is it?
What happened? Question mark. Forfeit.
All right. It's fucking weird that people.
Yeah, if everyone can see it. This is
thousands of people watching.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
Forfeit. Cancelled. BCCI rinse ECB.
Well, we know what's going to win.
Yeah. Mate, or should just be forfeit, cancelled. Things happening, things work in threes, with comedy. Don't tell me what it is. You just keep it to yourself.
I'm just sending a text now.
Yeah, okay, nice one.
All right.
Do you reckon we've covered this? So put that on. I heard.
All right, so there's 4 options there. What happened? Forfeit, cancelled, BCCI rinse ECB, or Dada's just gone to the shops.
AirPods, listen, you guys. Cat's getting smashed by the demons. That's
a really funny sentence.
That's nice.
For like 80% of the audience.
Exactly.
Someone tweeted us the other day after what day was that, man? Day 5.
Monday.
What day is it today? Friday.
was a long
saying
time
that their neighbor came in because there was so much screaming going on because they were streaming our shit and we were just yelling all the time. So sorry about that.
Apologies if we woke anyone up.
We're not really that sorry. No, it was like it was in the afternoon for India.
Can you put the situation in grade terms?
How many games have you played where there's been a used condom on the pitch?
How many?
Yeah. Like double figures?
Yeah, and the scariest one is when the used condom is under the covers.
Yours. How did they get there?
Skeleton hiders. Okay, so New Zealand do well in Bangladesh.
They're smashing it.
It's interesting.
That's 10 too many. 72 for 3.
What's your favourite cricket joke outside of Gabba?
Edge Baston.
Yeah.
Tim Payne saying I can think of 17 more intimidating grounds.
That was funny. Get up for a park side. Yeah, we're talking about that. Serious content. Yeah. There's a bit of talk about that. Oh, look, that's a nice one from Vish. You mattered to me. Here you go.
At least someone reached
At least there's someone. You're off the mark.
Yeah.
That's how men talk to each other.
You put it to me in grade terms. You're off the mark, mate. Oh, okay, I understand now. I didn't know what you meant before.
Wife says, I do. Your wedding. Put him in grade terms.
Okay, I've done my vows in grade terms. All right, it's bat first. It's flat.
For now. Let me tell you. Fucking good toss to win. Yeah. Have you seen the forecast?
I like Sahil this one. Boys, fancy doing a watch long of some stepmom stuff.
Fucking hell. Putting porn in grade terms. That'll get us to 100K subs.
Get us something.
Yeah.
Chlamydia.
All right, here we go. Got about the test not going ahead. Rain would have probably ruined it anyways. Yeah, we'll see.
No, I think it was clear for the first 3 days.
Yeah.
I think.
My grandpa would have never forfeited. Yeah, I think, yeah.
Yeah, fight them on the beaches.
Yeah, war stuff. Sure, it can be related to war in some way.
Imagine if Javo actually did give one of the players COVID.
Fucking hell. Well, it is. Yeah, it can be transmitted that way.
Can do. I can just see the top of one message saying a large condom is the ultimate power play on your opposition.
Fuck, we made it to the bottom.
Oh, well done.
What are we going to do now?
I'm not really sure. I mean...
That would have been drinks. Drinks.
All right. Well, I'll get one in then. How are you guys going to feel your Friday night? Now, I'd imagine, if I'm just doing my times right, it must be in Mumbai now. It must be, it's 9 o'clock. So that's, what's that? 4:30. 4:30 in the afternoon. So cricket in England must actually be absolute prime time for an away series for India.
Yeah.
Because then it must finish at like 9:30, 10 o'clock. So what are you guys going to do? You guys going to watch the Cats Demons? Like, what's the Storm Sea Eagles, the Melbourne Storm and the Manly Sea Eagles?
Can Tommy Turbo overcome the might of the Storm?
What kind of eagle are you, mate? I'm a sea eagle. I'm a land girt by sea. Good. Shut the fuck up.
Who are you talking to?
I don't know, mate.
John Hunter? Why don't we talk about the myth of British sovereignty over Australian land? Nah.
Because where chlamydia can't be transmitted by pornography. That's news to me, brother.
Favorite snack watching cricket? Chicken chop.
Oh, no, he doesn't know. He doesn't know what that means. He doesn't know what
chicken
that means.
65 or chicken dumpling.
Mate, let's talk about something. I don't know what that thing is, but like, because I feel a bit lost. Do you feel a bit lost? Like, because I mean, I just sort of had my week planned out with doing dailies and, wrapping up the series. So I've got the podcast coming out, like the main podcast, But now,
what I want to talk about now,
we've got to wait 7 days until the IPL starts.
What I want to talk about now, he goes.
What do you want to talk about, mate?
I think that India were primed to complete this series with another nail in the coffin, or sort of, having landed another milestone along the way to being clearly the best test team in the world, just World Test Championship notwithstanding.
Yeah.
And now, is it the asterisk series? Can you say,
Yes.
you're Australian, right? And you are.
I am. You are.
That's right.
We are Australian.
Australia was 2-1. Australia was in exactly the same position as India were as of this morning, going into that 5th and final test.
Yep.
And they were drunk and they lost.
They lost the game.
And we actually mainly remember that series now as being 2-2. It's more like they played well, but it was 2-2.
We fucking smashed them 2-2.
Yeah. And
2-2.
And so it's not. It's a drawn series, as I say. A draw is like kissing your sister. Which is a very strange conception for what a draw is. It's like, oh, each of us share the point, so it's like kissing your sister. So I guess you get a kiss from a girl, but it's your sister.
It was
so
Reverend.
I'd call that a loss for me.
Reverend Bishop Tutu.
That's right.
The series was Reverend Bishop Tutu.
Series was Reverend Bishop Tutu. And now, in terms of India's ascent, must they wait until they go back to England in 3 or 4 years when this when the next series will be played?
Yeah.
To be able to say properly, well, we can win away, because now we don't know truly, regardless of who was at fault or whatever conspiracy or the 2-spinner theory, whatever it is, we can't say definitively now that India can win a series in England.
Mate,
we can't.
100%. Had England not pulled out of this game and forfeited, who's favourites going into the game?
India.
I mean, yeah, but not.
You can't say though. You can't say what would have happened.
It's been such a great series. There's absolutely no way that India were a lock to win this game. So yeah, fucking oath, mate. I completely agree.
So my question to you:
did India win this series? No, not for me. India did not win. India have forfeited the game.
Yeah,
India. That's for me at the moment with the information we have, unequivocally, with the information I have, they have forfeited the game. Therefore, England win the game. It is 2-2. India have not won this series.
You're not giving them the series.
That's how I feel.
And if you feel that way, then that's it.
For a lot of other things.
But what if both boards agree for commercial purposes that India have won 2-1?
2-1, baby.
2-1.
It's
India,
the rise of the Asian century.
Not to be confused with Sale of the Century.
That's a different thing. That's a TV program.
Sale of the Century.
It's a TV program.
This is the Sale of the Asian Century.
Do you guys live near Top Ryde? No.
I grew up in Top Ryde, though. Why are you saying that?
We live in Melbourne. So not that close to Top Ryde, which is in Sydney.
I grew up in Top Ryde, motherfucker. Do I sound hard?
Ravi said, we'll watch some step-on stuff. I fucking bet you will.
Yeah.
Is Watson coming back for the IPO shows? I believe so.
Yeah.
I believe so.
Hey, we're gonna be doing a review of his bat too.
Isn't Ireland and Zimbabwe a series at the moment?
Yeah, Skype just put it on.
Oh, have they?
Yeah.
Oh, I did a poll on my own Twitter of like what they were going to put on after this. It was either going to be Headingley 19, 05 Ashes, 1966 World Cup, or Ronaldo training.
Nice. How's the poll going, by the way?
Oh yeah, this one.
So if you just joined us, we've just asked.
It's interesting. Yeah, I asked what happened. Forfeit cancelled. BCCI rinse ECB, or data has just gone to the shops. Forfeit 12%, cancelled 29%.
Wow.
BCCI rinse ECB 33%.
Wow.
And data has just gone to the shops 26%.
Wow, so some very proud Indians.
A third of the people have said that it was cancelled.
They don't want to accept forfeiture.
Well, you guys are fucking weak because it was forfeited. They forfeited the game. The game was not cancelled. Cancelling is both teams agreeing that it was off. That did not happen. The game was forfeited. Or data went to the shops and he never came back just for a pack of cigarettes. Fucking fight me online, okay? Sorry.
If you're reporting this as a journalist, it's the great cricketer didn't say this.
I don't think there's many journalists taking this one on.
I think it's a forfeiture.
Okay. Do you reckon the Hindustan Times is going to pick this one up? Hey, if you're from the Hindustan Times, just drop a note. Just drop a note in the comments.
Drop us a line.
Drop us a line.
Everyone throwing the rain chat. Rather watch the rain than have the test cancelled. That's how the coach should be. Have a look in 45 minutes.
Tell you what, it's pretty.
All right, they should have a look at whether they've got COVID in 45 minutes.
It's pretty funny, actually. Thinking about the game tomorrow, as in at Old Trafford being the Ronaldo game, and like how much this game would not have mattered in the entirety of all sports on Saturday afternoon.
Do you reckon there's a couple of players who got concerns in that game? Reckon that game will go ahead?
It's actually just going around because the team's sharing the same hotel, and the Newcastle guys actually don't feel comfortable, so they're actually not going to play. That's just how it is.
Yeah, a couple of people have written this in. Thank you, Rooney. Speaking of Old Trafford, Yorkshire Cricket Club, Yorkshire CC, trying to use this noise to quietly confirm they were racist to Azim Rafiq. Nothing to see here.
Yeah, we should. I
haven't seen what they've said other than many people pointing out that they've decided to time it like this.
I'll read it to you. There was like a key stanza. I'll try and find it. I'll just bear with me. Just people just watching me on my phone now.
Thanks very much, Kavish.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Whilst very many of the allegations made by Azim have not been upheld, we thought it right to be clear about those that were upheld and set out the most salient of those below. Do you want me to read these? There's 7 points. It's not that long, but
I think it's worth it.
All right. 1. When Azim Rafiq was playing junior cricket for Yorkshire, he was not provided with halal food at matches. This has now been rectified. 2. Prior to 2010, the panel found that there were 3 separate incidents of racist language being used by former players, which were found to be harassment on the grounds of race. 3. Before 2012, a former coach regularly used racist language. 4. During his second spell at Yorkshire between 2016 and 18, there were jokes made around religion, which made individuals uncomfortable about their religious practices. 5. During his second spell at the club, a former player made references to Azim Rafiq's weight and fitness that amounted to bullying. 6. In August 2018, when Azim Rafiq raised concerns of racism, there was a failure by the club to follow its own policy or investigate these allegations. 7. Finally, that on a number of occasions prior to 2018, the club could have done more to make Muslims more welcome within their stadiums and should have dealt better with complaints of racist or antisocial behavior within those stadiums. Those are the key 7 findings of the report, which they have decided to absolutely bury by announcing this literally in between like the 2 announcements of the ECB changing the language between forfeiture and cancelling. So yeah, sorry if that was a mouthful, but yeah, those are the reports. Pretty fucking grim shit. Sorry, none of that's funny.
No, it's not funny. Okay. IPL, it's like watching Eurovision with Britney Spears shaving her cat naked. Disgusting to watch. Long live Test cricket. Well, Nermal, I think IPL is good to watch.
IPL is good to watch. And I say that as someone who's never watched it before this year. Honestly, I think we've said that before. But yeah, I've really enjoyed it. It's really good.
How is milking super chats on Test in grade terms?
Milking super chats? Fucking bit harsh.
We haven't asked for a super chat.
Literally never asked for them. People just do them. So we feel like, well,
should respect it.
Should respect it.
Show some respect.
Show some fucking respect.
Half your face has fallen off. Respect.
Sorry.
How about Bumrah versus Anderson, Mr. Money in the Bag match with 30 mil in the briefcase? Mate, whatever fetish you have, I say indulge it.
Mr. Money in the Bag match with 30 mil in the briefcase.
Is that wrestling or some shit?
I don't know, but I like the language. I like the aggressive tone of it.
Just have him wrestle. It's like someone before said, what about Virat Kohli lining up on the left wing, like just playing off Ronaldo's shoulders? Like some people have some crossover wet dreams about this shit.
Mate, can I tell you about a dream I had last night?
Please. Settle in.
So I very rarely remember my dreams. I'll go back with you because we've got to be in the same depth of field. Yeah, I very rarely remember my dreams, but for last night, I have no idea why I remember this dream, but I did. I was in like some sort of house by myself, like a bit of a haunted house. Like think of one with like, it's made out of timber and it's kind of wilted and there's like holes in the wall, that kind of shit. Like a bit like middle America, kind of like 1920s vibe, like timber kind of shit. Anyways, I was in there and there was just like dog shit all through the house.
Wow.
And I kept stepping in dog shit.
Wow.
And I was packing a suitcase. What do you think's in the suitcase? Dog shit. Literally dog shit.
Okay.
I don't know why.
That's it? That's the dream?
Yeah. I don't know where I was going.
Yeah.
I can't give you any more information. There was no one else there. I felt like I was in a bit of a rush to leave, but there was just dog shit everywhere and I kept stepping in it. Yeah.
Do you know in the practice of dream analysis, the dialogue of the description is as important as the dream itself.
Well, I've just revealed way too much there.
You have revealed a lot there. I can't believe you did that in front of many thousands of people. You have significant issues. But that's all right. You've been prepared to use that for entertainment.
Yeah.
And that's mighty strong of you. But you've basically just said you feel like your internal life is a shit environment. There's dog shit everywhere through it. You're in a rush. You don't know where the fuck you're going.
Hurry up and wait.
But sometimes that can be a great recipe for entertainment. So whoosh, dance, boy.
I just saw that we're down to 40K subs. Fuck, that really hurt. 50,000 people signed off. This isn't for me. Fuck this shit. Fuck these blokes. That's great cricket. You have to fuck all blokes. Fuck these blokes. Every team is the shittest bloke in the comp except for you. You're the good guys. Except the team that you're playing against, doesn't matter who. Every other team is saying, these guys are the shittest blokes in the comp. I hate them.
That's right.
But if you met outside in real life, you're all lovely people. You know why? Because you're fucking normal. But in grade cricket, you have to hate the opposition. Fuck these blokes. I hate them. They're the worst blokes in the comp.
Until you play the blokes next week.
They're the worst blokes in the comp.
No, someone in the team will hate that team the most in the comp. It's like it's your turn to say, I fucking hate these blokes.
You've got some beef with them in the past. Why do you hate them? Oh,
I fucking hate these. No, you just say, well, it's not fucking what? Whatever you want. Oh, fucking Sutherland. Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh, fucking worst blokes in the comp.
Fucking light blue.
Fucking worst blokes in the comp.
Sydney Uni. Oh, fucking students, are you? Oh,
yeah.
Fucking hell.
Fucking Sutherland, 05 riots. Come on.
Yeah. St. George, what? Fucking Bradman.
Yeah.
Fucking weak coat.
Played a year at Norths, actually.
Your team was the shittest blokes in the comp.
I heard many people say that.
But you were no different, really.
Or I was one of them.
I never played.
I like to think I improved.
We actually might have played against each other, but I'll never know. I don't think that we did.
I doubt it.
Fucking hell.
Mate, you put it out there when you toss it up.
This bloke.
I doubt we did, mate.
I doubt we crossed paths, actually.
Might have in club.
We actually got an email today. You know the guy I'm talking about. I'll just say his name, Brent. I do remember him.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, we got an email from a guy who might want to do some design for us and make shit look good. And I actually read his name as Brett, so I called him Brett for half the day until he had to correct me.
Did you email him, Brett?
Yeah, I know. WhatsApped him. He told me.
That's fucking alpha.
No, he said
That's
it's
fucking
Brett,
alpha.
by the way, but well done on the alpha.
Oh, it's so good. That's so good. Man, I just because it's 9/11 tomorrow. There's a hell of a start to a sentence. I went to the States 3 years ago. I went to New York on my favorite ever trips when they're by myself. Because I got no mates. And so I was just looking
you live in a house full of dog shit and you open you open your suitcase and it's full of dog shit.
Anyway, so I was just going through old photos, and when I went there, every time I went to get coffee, and when they write your name, it's obviously just Starbucks or equivalents of that in the US. Every time I went there, I just took photos of like how they were saying my name, because Ian is not a name.
Yeah,
it's barely a name here. It's barely a name in my life, but it's not a name in the US. And just like some of the spellings of the name, like Ian was like EIN.
Yeah.
Got a bit of Owen. I got Jan. Because when I have this problem here though in Australia, because my name there's no assonance to bounce off other consonants. Like it's just a noise. Like here's what baristas hear when they ask my name. Ah. That's what they hear. Okay. Okay. Are you guys happy with that? And that's why patrons call me Luke now. Yeah.
How are we looking here on this?
Let's.
Is there anything else you want to get off your chest, or you want to chat through? I sense that. Let's have a look and see if there's any. So just to recap, England have come out this morning.
Can I just give you some news on the poll? Cancel is now the most. What happened? Forfeit cancelled. BCCR, Rint, CCB, or data just gone to the shops. Number one, cancelled.
You weak dogs.
Fucking weak cunts.
You fucking weak cunts. Me fans are stupid pigs. Guess what? So many of you are wrong.
Oh, you're so wrong. And we're right because we've got no more information than you. Okay?
Do you like being antagonized? Does that work as a business play? That's how I think.
Yeah, is that how it works? fucking unbelievable. Cancelled.
Cancelled. It's really important we're not seen as having forfeited.
We didn't give up.
Fucking wake up. Why? You've been going the whole time, man. I'm going to say the worst thing.
Yeah. Oh, it really dropped off.
Mohammed,
you're right. I need Jesus in my life. You know, you're right.
Yeah.
Can you give your dream in grade terms? Yeah. Chat shit, get it.
Yeah. Your dream was a metaphor for the AC.
Let's just do 5 more minutes, making a clean 90 minutes. Let's just make 90 minutes for the people. I think that's good enough. So if you've got any super chats, roll them in, and then we'll just we'll quickly answer them in the last 5 minutes. What's your overall thoughts?
Looking back at the series. Okay. Well, enjoyable for the neutral. Well, it was very enjoyable for the neutral.
Fucking oath it was, yeah.
Cricket in England is fantastic. It was the context going into the series couldn't have been better. Actually, it could have been better, but really, the series for me was about India's ascent to the top. I think they showed their class. I think England, due to many systemic issues and generally having a pretty ordinary side, were always going to be up against it. Not only that, they were without Archer and Stokes, two massive players, as well as Wokes for the first couple of games. But against that backdrop, it's still very, very difficult to win in England. I think my thoughts looking back in the series is that India played the better cricket for the majority of it, but I don't think they were as far ahead as a lot of people can start to hyperbolize.
On that note, Pez, I thought that India were going to fucking smash England, especially given the missing like literally 6 players throughout the series, namely Archer, Stokes, Wokes at the beginning, Ollie Stone. They had no batters, and yet they stuck into the series. So kudos to England. Also shows how hard it is to win there, because if Australia found themselves in the same position where they were missing Cummins, there were no runs from the bats except for Smith. There was no who's the equivalent of Stokes? Fucking probably is Smith. You're missing that, and you're taking on India at home. Well, we saw what happened with that when they were missing 3 players. India won with India won with their strongest team that year. But so kudos to England for sticking with it and having Broad. They had no Broad.
Yeah,
I mean it's fucking.
The
fact that they could have drawn the series, heroic
for England to actually for England to emerge from the series 2-2 in that circumstance. For it to end up 2-2 honours even and to retain the Pataldi Trophy.
Yeah.
I think. I mean, really, England should be looking to win those series because it's a series at home, but it's a very strong Indian side. India, they worked very hard. They played a lot of good cricket during the series, but it just goes to show it's really difficult to win series in England and
just away.
But especially in England, and so this excellent Indian side, who I think will go, a very long way, and I think we could be seeing the start of a dynasty. They still could. The best they could do was 2-2. They weren't able to win the series, and as we speak, the Pataldi Trophy is rightfully being lifted by Joe Root in the change room, and he'd be naked, and his penis will be on the trophy, and they'll be singing "Land of Hope and Glory," followed by Jerusalem, followed by Oasis because they're in Manchester, then Stone Roses.
Stone Roses, what a band. India also did well in the series, and that both of their wins were like come from behind victories. Last Test match was less come from it was come from behind, like 190 all out. But to bowl England out on the last day through Bumrah essentially was incredible. Lords will go down the memory for a long time. That was a great game of cricket and a great win. It's been such a good series. Those are my memories. But yeah, they didn't win. India did not win the series, in my opinion.
The Telegraph is saying that the Indian players pulled out at midnight. The Indian team sent a letter at midnight last night telling their board they would not be playing this test, according to Nick Holt of the Telegraph. So that was a report that just emerged about.
But I heard Kohli was desperate to play.
Ago. I just think there's going to be much more information that emerges in the next day, 2 days. We've tried to get 4 journos onto the show. Each of them have said, fuck out of here.
Too busy.
Also don't respect you and what you do.
I don't want to speak to 100,000 people.
Exactly. No, but as just said, it's a shambles and there's so much information that people are trying to get. So I think over the course of the next day, there's going to be a lot of information. For those who, I think it's worthy of investigation. I don't mean like kind of a formal investigation.
But the fact that it is a shambles and there is things to find out is already evidence enough that like it's not what you're being told. This game was not cancelled.
It's very difficult with these situations as well, though, if I could add a little bit of balance to it, because we often want to use any dramatic circumstances to reinforce our preconceived prejudices about things. I mean, zooming out from the entire situation, all of this drama and controversy is a function of how quickly COVID has ravaged things and can ravage things. It can ravage things systemically, and then it can also ravage things in the space of half a day. And that is the truth is that every cricket board and all of us have had to deal with COVID in fucking unbelievably strange circumstances and difficult circumstances. So you can't take that away. But a lot of people will probably use this issue to try and amplify whatever agenda or prejudice they have. Either it's for the BCCI, against the BCCI, for England, against England, players, Kohli, whatever. And I'd encourage anyone who's sort of reading this kind of stuff or following it to like try and do it as balanced as possible. Try and read widely about it. I personally think, and we're always talking about, but like Ali Martin, Guardian, always great read on this stuff, and doesn't, to my mind, he writes straight. He knows heaps of people. If you follow his articles, and we're not paid by him or anything like that, you know what I mean? Like we don't have any relationship with the Guardian.
You're saying Ali was paying us?
No, I mean people are like, God, you guys are sucking him off so much. Is it you in his fucking pocket?
Oh, I wish we were.
Yeah. Paid by him.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. We're just paid by anybody. In fact, we've got a super chat here.
Anybody.
I already did that one. Yeah. Thoughts on the series, some other shit.
Some other shit.
The Taliban was right to burn all the books.
I don't know if they burned any books. I think that was the Nazis.
Siraj has a giant pet rat. This person already wrote this in.
I mean,
maybe
if that's true.
Yeah, well, fuck. Like the BCCI.
Pez, I think that's a nice way to finish in terms of balance. I hope we've entertained you guys for the last 90 minutes.
There'll be no dailies, will there?
No. There's nothing.
But we'll be back for the IPL. For those who want to know, it will be the same lineup. So we'll be doing reviews 3 times a week. We'll be doing Shane Watson's show, Watto's Wrap. Did we ask him for it to be called Watto's Review? Well, we'll let you answer that question in your head. And
no, we did, remember?
Oh, yeah, we did. Politely, and it was politely declined. And that's fair enough.
Sorry,
and then finally, without having discussed it, we'll be doing lock-in, the Friday lock-in.
Yeah.
And then in addition to that, we may also experiment with this type of live stream, the watch-along during particular games, if the times line up for us here in Australia.
There's also the weekly show that we do, which goes for about an hour and a half. You guys would have seen that. We've been doing that for like 5 years. But yeah, that's also coming out. That's probably the next time we'll jump on to the YouTubes. There's heaps going on, especially in relation to, but even before this, there was heaps going on with the Ashes, COVID, protocols in Australia. There's so much coming up for us. So yeah, whilst this might be the end of this series, which is obviously disappointing, and I wouldn't say it's devastating, but it's just disappointing. I hope we've entertained you guys enough tonight. The last 4 or 5 weeks of this test series has been so much fun. This isn't the end, of course. It's just the end of this particular series. But there's the IPL, there's the World Cup, there's the Ashes, there's New Zealand series, there's South Africa, there's the IPL next April, there's everything. And of course, Australia going over there to India next year as well. So, as I said, I sincerely hope we've at least tried to entertain you guys enough and made you guys laugh for the last hour and a half. And thank you for every single person who's left a super chat, who's left a message, who's subscribed, who's shot a like. I can see all those people there on my screen. And yeah, thanks so much, guys. 2-2. Who would have thought it?
Who would have thought? What a song.
Who would have thought it?
England, hang on.
Is that it? Are we done?
I think we're done. There will be a reaction to this test as well in the next few days. We might put it in our podcast. We might do something sooner. We'll be able to do our podcast sooner as well. So we're going to gather all the info, find out what's going on, try and talk to some people who know a little bit more. And, work out 1, what it all means, but 2, most importantly, what does this mean for me?
Yeah.
Cheers.